Quincy, a peasant village where time does not flow, it accumulates like snow. Here, amidst the scent of wood smoke and the frost that numbs the fingers, one man spent 50 years trying to answer a question. Where are we when we draw? John Berger was not looking for a fine copy of reality. He was looking for that physical proof of the world's solidity, the same proof demanded by St. Thomas when he insisted on thrusting his fingers into the open wound of the real. Because drawing is not a skill, it is a visceral function, as necessary as digestion or breath. For Berger, drawing is an exercise of attention so extreme that it becomes a form of secular prayer. It has nothing to do with religion, but with the annihilation of the ego. When you look at an object to draw it, that inch of reality stops being a thing and becomes a presence. To draw is the act of forgetting what things are called so that you can finally see them. It is a process of stripping away. You get out of the way to let the object speak through your hand. Look at what happens among the crowds in the square. Someone stops to have their portrait drawn, looking for an image to take away, an object to freeze a moment, pause 1 second. But that is possession. It is not drawing. Real drawing does not produce souvenirs. It is an act of ferocity that does not want to own the world, but to be pierced by it. It is an interrogation, not a gift. Berger said that to draw is to know through the hand. It is not talent. If your hand does not tremble, if you do not feel the resistance of the matter, you are not drawing. You are just decorating a sheet of paper. There is a crucial difference we often forget. A painting is a finished work, an exclamation point, waiting for an audience. But drawing is a different verb tense. It is a continuous present. In drawing, the time of creation and the time of vision coincide. Every stroke is a moment that has just passed, yet remains alive under the tip of the pencil. If the painting is a spectacle, the drawing is a private conversation, a whisper that is in no hurry to be understood. To understand this collision, we must go to Arles, 1888, on the bleak heights of Montmajour. Vincent van Gogh is not making art. He is trying not to disappear. His reed pen does not trace lines. It inflicts hammer blows, dots, strokes, spirals. These are functional responses to the pressure of the mistral wind. For Berger, these drawings are graphic hopes. Vincent interrogates every inch of that limestone earth to verify if it will hold him. It is the tribute of blood paid to the truth of the sight. Without this hand-to-hand combat, the final painting would be weightless. This struggle is as old as humanity. 30,000 years ago, in the caves of Chauvet, the mark was a way to possess the presence of the beast. Centuries later, Michelangelo did not look for form in the marble. He sought to release it through drawing. For him, the line was the father of all arts, because it was the only way to extract being from nothingness. To draw is to dig. It is the man scratching the wall of the world to say, I am here. There is a moment when drawing becomes the only possible form of resistance. Berger understood this while facing his father's body in his coffin. As he drew him, he was not looking for art. He was trying to fix the evidence of what was about to be lost. Every line said, my father was here. Drawing that still face was an act of absolute loyalty to the departing matter. Berger spent hours drawing trees in winter. He said that drawing a forest does not mean copying trunks, but searching for the secret of their growth. You are not tracing the outline of a branch. You are tracing the force that pushed that branch to bend in that way. You are drawing the energy, not the form, mapping the invisible that holds the visible together. It is the journal of a farewell that refuses to be oblivion. It is the mark that remains when everything else gives up. Drawing is an act of radical hospitality. you invite the other to occupy your vital space. It affirms that the subject was there. This is our pact. When you look at a drawing, you enter the chronicle of that discovery. The promise is this: to refuse the simulacrum and trace the current back to the source. This is why anyone can, and everyone must, draw. It is not a privilege of the talented. It is a human right. But be warned, it is not a fun activity. It is not beautiful in any shallow sense. It is exhausting. It is sweat and pain. To pick up a pencil is to open a door to the abyss and look straight into it. It is like keeping a diary, but a visual one. A raw, honest record of your collision with existence. It is the hardest work you will ever do, because it requires you to be truly awake. We must have the courage to admit it. Every drawing is, at its core, a failure. The hand can never equal the infinite complexity of a single leaf. But it is precisely in this gap, in this heroic failure, that beauty resides. We do not seek perfection, we seek the impact. The proof that we actually tried to look. Drawing is the answer to the question, where are we? And the answer is a single word, whispered against the digital void. Here. Use this mark as a compass toward the source. Keep the promise. Pick up a pencil. Face it.